Good.
Please. Okay, now we are live on Facebook. Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Shamanic Drum Journeying Sound Bath. And we also have our radio program on WCOMFM.org. We've had 26 shows so far, so that's pretty fun.
Would you be able to end that call that's like on here since you're now on your face is here, Mike? Didge?
Okay.
Is that possible? Because you're on 2. There we go. Perfect. Sweet. Okay. All right, so we're here with another JamTube live episode. I'm Meredith. I am your producer and founder, and I have been having such an amazing time connecting with our artists. This is the first time that we've done this type of interview series, and I'm loving it. I'm loving to meet new people that are coming for the first time, and then also a lot of people that we've interviewed that have been coming to FlowJam over the past, several years. So it's really cool to get the scoop on newbies that are coming and returning fam. So I'm here live with one of our vendors also who will be teaching a workshop at FlowJam. I will let them introduce themselves because they will do a better job than me. But I'm super excited to have them here coming in from, again, North Carolina, and I'm in Asheville. So yeah, we got a lot of North Carolinians representing FlowJam this year. Yay. All right, so you take it away. Who are you? All the things.
Who are you?
Who are you? What
Yes,
do you do?
always one of the main questions. Well, today, here lately, I am shamanic drum journeying and sound bath. I'm not a shaman. I just bring the shaman's drum, which is a repetitive beat, which relaxes our body and transitions through to often a lucid dream type experience. In native shamanic cultures called the spirit world. So yeah, I've had at least 3,000 people under the medicine drum and like 1,200 actual session hour time. And we find people really, really enjoy this. And festivals, of course, is the best place because it's a big bunch of people coming in to have an experience, experience of living. And yeah, that's what we do.
Cool.
Hannah, what do we do?
Posse here too?
Yeah, this is Hannah. I met Hannah a couple years ago at a festival, and we went to another festival together, the Soul Harmony Festival in September, and I gave her a drum and she said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah, you're gonna work." So started drumming with me. And we're still going. We were down in Florida. We've been to a couple this year already. We're going to Leaf in October, and we're going over to what's it called? Earth Skills, Firefly Gathering Earth Skills.
Nice.
And so yeah, we're making a big circuit this year.
That's nice. That's fun.
Very fun, yes.
We like our festival, our fellow festival. I guess I should just say fellow festivals that are. I've been to Leaf. I haven't been to Skills Gathering yet, but I hope to make it. And now that I know that you'll be there,
yeah.
But I agree with you that festivals are such a transformative experience. And if you're new to the festival scene, you may not be aware of the actual shifts that can happen in your life just after spending a weekend in nature. First of all, I like to say this little stat that your brain actually changes with 3 days in nature. The pathways can be shifted and changed, and really just, a lot of like things that we are fixing with band-aids, such as pharmaceuticals, to name one, can be actually really healed at the cellular level, and the energetic level that's not being talked about in Western, medicine, really.
Right.
Talk about energy and the energetic body. They just see us as a physical being. So talk a little bit more about like how you came to be doing this, what brought you down this path?
Hannah, what brought you down this path?
How did I know you were about to call on me?
We all have our stories of how we had the dark night of the soul and decided to shift our lives.
I'd love to call my granddaughter out. She's so fun.
So for me, I met Michael it was 2 Octobers ago, I guess now, or October 2021. I don't know what time is. And I got under the medicine drum for the first time, and that was Shikori, and Shikori is twice a year. So that was October. They do a May one. By the next May, in between that time period, my father passed away, and it was in March. So pretty fresh when May Shikori came around, and I went by myself. I knew that was the place, the community that I needed in that time. And I just found myself like just going back to Michael's tent and sitting in, like, I'm just here to be under the drum. Like there's nothing else out there for me. And it was the space that he held for sure for me that was secure and safe for my own personal healing. And then afterwards, this kind of group came. We became friends with Mike Didge and Ashlyn, and there was a few others of us. We would all hang out. We hung out one time at Mike Didge's house, and I think that was like the start of it all, really. And I kept coming back. I just, like he said, I went to Soul Harmony with him. He passed me the drum. I was lighting some Palo Santo outside. I like to set the space and smudge to also cleanse. I like to bring the crystals and the rocks in to shift it up a little bit. But yeah, that's how I got started here. And yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you for
granddaughter.
sharing. And I also feel you on the father. I lost my dad in December. So yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's hard.
Yeah. Well, FlowJam, it was 10 years ago that he first got sick, and really the whole thing that came together for me to be able to host FlowJam for the first time on our property, it coincided with this health issue that he had, and now 10 years later, he passes away in December, and it's like this I'm realizing how much of like the channeling of the pain and the suffering that I've like funneled into FlowJam into being, a healing space where other people and myself can receive like those transformative experiences that help us, move through the really tough times in life. So I'm happy that you're going to be at FlowJam and receive, not only what you're giving, but receive back from our community as well.
Yeah, the journeyers, we get to, after the session's over, it's time to share the people's vision and experience, and most people do. And almost always, people say, at the very least, this was so deeply relaxing. I didn't know I could relax so quickly, so fast. And that alone is very healing. And people also almost always say, this is an incredible, I felt safe. I felt like I belonged. I felt like under the medicine drum allowed me to rest so deeply that I could feel safe. And that, to me, if I can be involved in someone's safety, because it's a very dangerous world and we're always on the lookout, you know, and sarcastic and cynical, but it's very hard to feel trust in a trusted environment. And the medicine drum does that. And that's my payback, right? That's what I get out of doing this, is people's deep, deep rest and feeling secure in well, it's a very secure environment too anyway, because, you know, we're here wanting to enjoy this sort of alternate lifestyle. And Mike Didge, how did we meet? It was at a Shikori, I'm sure. Oh, turn your speaker on.
You're muted.
You're muted, Mike. Turn your speaker on. Can't hear you.
There we are.
There we
There we
go.
go.
Hey.
Mike Didge. And yeah,
Hi,
so
Mike
I met Michael under his drum as well. And I'm a didgeridoo player. And so that's kind of how I started my path.
And maker.
And maker, yep. And so I'd play the didgeridoo, and at first I was just playing to make a sound. And then all of a sudden, as I progressed, I realized I was entering into this zone, this space, this meditation. And I wanted to go further and further into that. And so I started meditating and practicing and realized that there's so many other tools to enter this space, and the medicine drum being one of them. And so when me and Michael got together, it first started out us just playing together, and then we realized we have some magic going on here, and we can really tap into these gifts and share them and encourage our fellow beings to tap into their feelings and visions as well, and use that as a map and a compass to guide them and to guide yourself on your own path. And it's been a beautiful journey.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, the didgeridoo is really cool because a lot of people, because it's very different from any other instrument. And quite a few people say, wow, I see alien sort of imagery.
I get that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. But I started out I started in 2012 when the drum dropped in my lap. I took a weekend course with some friends, and that was nice, but then went to a friend's house, and the drum, I said, hey, that's a nice drum, I'll sell it to you. So I brought the medicine drum home, the hoop drum, and played for some friends I invited, and they loved that, and just been going ever since. And yeah, so that's kind of how the drum came to me, kind of happenstancely. And
Synchronistically.
synchronistic. I'm a stair builder for 28 years, custom stair builder, and so I have a few things that I like to do. Trying to get out of. I'm trying to go to festivals full time, but got to go to work sometimes and make some money. But yeah, we love the festival scene. I'm talking with Culture Fest. You know those guys?
I don't think so.
West Virginia. It's a healing arts practice place as well. But
Nice.
Yeah.
Michael, would you
Yeah.
like to describe how the different worlds that shamanic journeying can enter, and our spirit guides, and how we communicate and draw inspiration and lessons from them?
Yeah, so we drum about like this speed, which is right in the theta range, slows down our brain waves. And we move into theta, which is between 4 and 7 beats a second, and into deep meditation. Deep meditators move into this deep rest, and that's where their brain waves are at too. And the drum also produces that, so we can move into our dream world, our dream time, our spirit world. And there's 3 worlds in the shamanic societies: a lower, middle, and upper world. Lower world is we get into the earth and move through a tunnel and then come out into a vista. The lower world is a place where we meet animal guides and have a walkabout and experience of nature. Middle world is this world. We can explore our emotions and feelings, relationships, ideas we're having, and upper world is spirit. So that's when we go up, either in a tornado or with the wind or in a balloon or with wings, and we meet our ancestors and spirit guides and allies there. And so in shamanic societies, the shaman drums for themselves. They go into their spirit world and consult with their guides and then bring back the medicine. But Michael Harner, an anthropologist in the 50s and 60s, went down there and got accepted into a remote group, and they taught him everything. They really liked him. And so he brought the medicine drum back to America, and that's how we have the medicine drum now, and this sort of healing arts therapy. And it's very, really fun. We had a couple of this girl, she's a scientist, she's a young lady, and she says, well, I guess I'll do this. I don't know. I want to find out if this new age stuff, stones, astrology, blah, blah, blah. I'm a scientist. Well, she got under the drum, blew her mind wide open, and she dropped into a spirit world, lucid dream journey, and had archetypes and very continuous. And she says, man, I am changed. My whole world is completely. She brought her boyfriend the next Shikori, and he blew his mind, and they completely opened to spirit and have they just have a brand new awareness along with their science, so they can integrate that, their intuition and their gut feelings and their guides now along with science. So
Wow.
People don't even realize that. I mean, we dream, right? We go to sleep, we dream, we wake up in our dream, we say, oh my gosh, I'm dreaming. This is a lucid dream. Well, it's just basically the same thing that spirit world is. We have all this in our dream time, and we can enter into that and get lots of answers, find out feel intuition and safety and innate wisdom. We have all this inside of us. The answers are not out here, they're inside of us, and that's what the medicine drum beat does. It allows us to move inward in a deep meditative state.
Mm.
And I can go on and on.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And he will.
What'd you say?
I said, and he will.
I try and stop.
There will
Take a
be
breath.
lots of people, lots of ears to listen to that explanation, because it's good to know what's happening on the deeper levels, you know.
We have to know how to get there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right? We can learn to lucid dream. We can have all sorts of alternate healing art styles. The medicine drum is one way, very effective way, and very fast way to drop into spirit world.
And also using that and incorporating it with our everyday lives. A lot of us will have these experiences and then just forget about them as, oh, it's just a dream. But it's much more than that. We can use these little lessons and morals of the stories for everything.
Right.
Every day. Yeah. And I encourage people to call me, keep in contact. We had a young lady recently. She dropped right into spirit world. She's been called throughout her life, but she's ready now. And so we've been talking quite a bit. We're going to journey this afternoon, and she had lots of spirit animals and full shamanic experience. And so, fun to talk to people.
Speaking of, like taking it with you and embodying it afterwards, I just had an interview yesterday with, I guess, your friend, because I asked her how she heard about FlowJam, and she said, you guys. It was Kat Harmon.
Kat. Oh yeah, Kat.
Love the
we'll be
shit
going
out of
up to her
yourself.
festival. Yep.
Yeah, so she was talking about, like, one of her classes is going to be, taking that experience and then, embodying it so that you can actually make, incorporate it into your everyday, because that's the whole thing, right? Like, we come and we have this amazing experience. We're in an idyllic setting with like-minded people in nature. you know, and then we go back to the hustle and bustle rush of our lives and the stresses and all of that. And we, you know, like our brains almost like, it's like almost like protecting. I've had this experience at Burning Man too, where I go back to Burning Man and I'm like, oh my God, like I can't even believe that, like I almost missed the experience. Like I almost didn't come this year. And then you get there and you realize like how incredible it is. And then you go back and your brain kind of like has to like at least maybe it's programmed to like go back so that you, it's almost like it's easier for you to just forget about it, you know? And
well, survival, right? I mean, we have our brain, our mind, our experiences through our life, and it's all geared towards surviving, right? So we have to eat, sleep, procreate. We have to get the money, and we have the family. We have everything is survival, but we have this whole other operating system, right? That is available when we can get quiet and rest and intentionally, right, move into our dream life, our spirit world. And so that's where our intuition is, right? It's in this other operating system, and people who are becoming awakened and more conscious and mindful are moving, trying to do the tools and the practices to encourage our intuition, to encourage our innate wisdom. But it's practice, right? It's practice. And that's what the drum is. The drum is a steady beat, dependable, predictable, and habitual, like our ordinary life. That's how, so we have our conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. The drum is repetitive. Our subconscious mind, our habits, our behaviors, our traumas, they're all running in the background. Well, when the drum plays, our ego traumatic mind drops out, because now that has something to attach to. So our conscious creative learning mind and our unconscious infinite amount of divine mind, collective unconscious, can now come together, and we can have this experience of deep inner wisdom, our healer, the deep inner healer. We can contact all these because our ego mind is quiet by the medicine drum. And that's kind of the mechanics and how that works. And that's how this whole thing can happen. That's my theory anyway. It seems to make sense.
I like it. It's a good theory. Let's try it out. So you guys will be vending, and you'll be doing at least one workshop. I know I put it on the schedule for Saturday, which in the Healing Pavilion, one of the reasons why I still do like all the little details with the schedule is so I can remember, like when you write things down, you remember where everything is, so that I can have the opportunity, at least shot, to like make it to as many things as possible. But we have you right after this native flute player.
Oh, wow. Perfect.
We'll go right in, and he might, if you're willing, even join in with your, with your offer.
Oh, yeah, man. That'd be, wow. How cool is that? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. So his name is Stuart Hill. So you'll see him on the lineup before
Very cool.
the workshop. And the Healing Pavilion is a nice space. So yeah, I'm excited to have you guys you probably haven't ever been to this space before, Verdun Adventure Bound. So
not yet.
I'll just share a little bit about the space, because people, like, that's one of our when artists come and play, they say like it's their favorite venue. One of the reasons why it's so special is because in the 70s, the guy who bought it and owned it up until 2 years ago, and he used to come to FlowJam and be very, very proud that this was happening. He originally wanted to create an arboretum. So there are so many different varietal of trees on the property. You will definitely find shade. And then there's a amphitheater stage in the middle of this wooded area. So if you've ever been to Wolf Trap, it's like a mini version of Wolf Trap. And then the Healing Pavilion, one of our other stages, where right now it could change before I post the final draft, but the healing pavilion is a nice covered space, and the lake is right there. So people can swim in the lake as well. We have lifeguards, and there's just, you know, a lot of amazing people. As I do these interviews, I'm just blown away by the you know, the authenticity of the people coming, and just the talent that's involved, that you know, where you guys are so focused on serving in this way. And it's like it creates such a high vibrational space that you know, you don't really get in the regular everyday world. So
Busy. We're
I'm
too
very
busy.
excited for you
There's too much
meet.
to do.
Yeah, totally.
It takes
And
a very, I mean,
try not to like over pump the schedule. I just put a few classes on each time period for people to choose from. So that also there, you know, a nice time for breaks. For the first year too, I've put in a vendor hour every day where I don't schedule anything. There might be a little bit of an overlap, but basically like go see the vendors, because there's a lot of vendors coming to FlowJam, and they're all, you know, as you are one of them, really, really incredible, really talented. Like,
this is a this is a service for sure. We don't charge anything. I don't, even in my private practice, I don't charge, because this was a gift to me. And that's just kind of part of the deal with Spirit, is it was a gift to me. So I'd be selling my gift. It's awkward. So yeah.
Well, as a business coach on the other side, outside of FlowJam, I do, you know, the energetic exchange of money.
Sure.
Because we live in this capitalistic world, and we're not going to change it. We, you know, we do want to be like, because that's like the problem, I think, with a lot of healers in this industry. They get burnt out because they don't know how to like receive. And I'm not saying this is you at all.
No,
just saying
true.
It is totally okay to receive money for your healing gifts.
Oh, completely okay.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I've nothing against that at all.
Yeah.
Sure.
But we appreciate that. That's an amazing gift that you're offering our community. And I know so many people are going to be taking advantage of that and following you and learning from you, and your community is just going to grow abundantly. I don't know if you saw, but if you were at Shikori, some of our artists were at Shikori, Holy River, Hustle Souls. If you saw them, they're an amazing, amazing band. There's Holy River. They've been on our lineup before. Have you guys seen Holy River live?
We actually saw them at a tiny, like, a very intimate concert in Homestead. We were camping in Florida, and just so happened that we had a friend going. Yeah.
With his foot that he does on Jameson.
Yeah,
with his foot.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, my mission from God is to reach as many people as possible, because my idea is to get, it's not to get people, but that people will be exposed to the medicine drum, and they will get their own and bring the medicine drum into their community. And then, so, and people come back to the corner and say, oh, wow, I got my medicine drum and I'm playing for people. And that's my whole hope and desire, is because it's such a fast way to drop into spirit world. It's so quick. You don't have to sit there for hours and hours of practice with your posture. It's just laying down, relaxing. And so, yeah, that's my big vision.
Nice.
Waving to people on Instagram. Hey, Instagrammers. We had a couple people say hi.
Hello.
Got some artists on our lineup watching. Why am I blanking? Muskrat Flats, they're on right now. Kind of FlowJam. So before I take up all of your time, because I literally could talk about this, you know,
my God, yeah,
all day.
all day.
And I am interviewing one of our headliners at 2:00, which is Gabriel, whose band is Consider the Source. And
Cool.
yeah, and actually, yeah, I have to check the schedule again because now I'm thinking that you might be on Friday, but they're teaching a master class.
Yeah.
Music.
It was on Friday on one and Saturday on the other at 5. But you know, we all have the answers within us, and we have the God within us. We have the divine within us. That's what activates this body is spirit and energy. And so with meditation practices, we can hear from our divine counselors inside of us, and the medicine drum does that so fast. And that's really, it's really easy to just drop in and feel the depth of collective unconscious. Hannah, say something.
I'm so excited to go to FlowJam. See
Yeah.
everyone.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Well, so before we finally wrap up, let us know, because you mentioned your radio station, let us know where we can find you before the jam and how we can connect with you afterwards.
Yeah, so it's WCOMFM.org. So tune in on your computer, and you can call
Monday
me
mornings at
on
9 to 10.
Facebook.
Monday mornings, 9 to 10?
Yep.
Right.
We're legends from the Painted Cave.
Cool.
Legends from the Painted Cave, right? We are legends, everyone. We just have
Legends
to find
from
out.
the Painted Cave, is that what you said?
Legends.
Legends from the Painted Cave. Okay.
Right.
That's the radio station. If I type that into Google, I'll be able to find it.
Probably. I've never done that.
WCOMFM.org, you'll be able to find it.
Okay, say that one more time.
WCOMFM.org at
Okay.
9 a.m. Mondays.
Okay, cool. And you guys talk about this type of stuff?
All things shamanism, spiritual, paganism, pretty much anything and everything related to our everyday living and how we incorporate all this into our lives.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
All things spiritual and mundane, ordinary, unordinary.
Sweet. Well, okay. I will have to tune in on Monday, 9 a.m. I will put that into my calendar. And right?
We also like to have people come into the studio and call in and tell us of their journey experiences, because we like to have, we like that too. So you're going to have to get under the drum and call in and talk to us about your experiences. Yeah.
Sweet. I love that. I love that. I think you'll definitely have some people calling in after FlowJam for sure that would want to take advantage of that. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this interview up. We are going to be live again in like 20 minutes with Gabriel from Consider the Source. I'm here now with Shamanic Drum Journeying. Is that, or do you go by? Okay, great. So they're going to be doing both a workshop and vending their services. So please be sure to check them out. It sounds really incredible, and we are very grateful for you joining us. How did you hear about FlowJam?
I think maybe on Facebook. I don't remember. I've been researching for like 6 months because I wanted I'm going to 14 festivals this year up to November. So also we'll be set up and running day and night for drop-ins, for anybody just to drop in anytime.
Sweet.
So we'll be there, and if we're not there, we'll be right back. Just drop in whenever you have a half an hour.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And I look forward to welcoming you guys at FlowJam for the very first time. I know you're going to have a great time, and I hope that you do take some downtime so that you can experience everything that's going on at FlowJam, and really receive that healing for yourselves as well. So, and I know
Yeah,
that
thank
that's a
you.
reciprocal thing by giving this type of healing, you're receiving as well. But I want to make sure that you guys also are experiencing. I love my vendors to go around to and experience the event, take time,
Yeah,
really drop in as well.
very
So
nice.
cool.
That's a great
All right.
idea.
Well, we'll say goodbye on Instagram first. Bye, Instagrammers.
Bye.
Bye, Instagrammers.
And then
Well,
on
thank you
Facebook.
all.
Thank